time and we're gonna read some comics. Yes, we're gonna read them. It's Laser Dude time, gonna tell you all about it. Let's all go and read them comics. Hey guys, Laser99 here. Okay, right now I'm gonna talk about Superman and Batman. Not them in general. I've already done a video of how I think Batman's better than Superman. I'm gonna be talking about their comic series. Right now, I just want to say I love this series. Like, here, I'll just quickly show you all of the comic books. This is all I got. All I have. I think this is one of the most underappreciated series in comics. Like, the stories are all really good. I want to say that I think these comics really show how different the characters are, but also it shows them how they're kind of needed. You need the balance of the scales, sort of thing. And it's hard to tell a Superman-Batman story because, of course, Superman is a guy that fights these gigantic, powerful beings, and he takes them down, and they have to fight each other in that sort of way. Batman's the guy who's more to the streets levels. He fights the common thugs along with the psychopathic killers. However, but this series, most of them are great books, which are really worth a read. We'll just go over some of them. This one, it is Supergirl. Now this book goes over putting Supergirl back in the comics. She was in there before Crisis on Infinite Earth, and then the whole things with the Earths coming together, all whole thing confusion, and they saw an opportunity to put her back in the comics since she was already a famous character. So they decided to put Supergirl back in the comics in this Batman Superman comic. I like this comic. It is written by Jeff Loeb, and the writers and artists are Jeff Loeb, Michael Turner, and Peter Stingerswald, something like that. In this book, ooh, you know what? Before I talk about this, I'll talk about the book before it because it'll kind of make sense. This book, Public Enemies. In this book, Lex Luthor is the president of the United States, and there's a giant meteor heading toward Earth, and he basically from that I think he kind of pins it on Superman, saying it's kind of his fault, so he now needs to be arrested. And Batman and Superman are then on the run. Well, not more on the run, they're on the hunt. But they're still being chased, and there's a reward on Superman's head and on Batman's head. I really like this book. It shows different side to Superman, kind of. Like, what I really like about these Batman Superman books is because it really, like, one character will be thinking one thing. They'll both will be looking at something. One character will think one thing, and one character will think one thing, another thing. I mean, whereas something Superman might look up and he look at it and he thinks this is funny. Batman might look at it and say this is stupid. And they really get to play off each other. Like in this, Lex Luthor has them outlawed, and they even have a few heroes come after them. This one definitely worth a read. In fact, I believe it's going to be made into the animated movie after the Green Lantern animated movie. Okay, so this meteor of kryptonite lands on Earth, and it's kind of stopped, but still fragments of it. So the Earth's covered in kryptonite. So in this one, it starts out where everyone's picking up kryptonite that's landed because they want to. So Superman won't be like fighting some common thug, and then all of a sudden kryptonite's on the street. So yeah, they're cleaning all that up, and in it, Batman finds a ship. underwater. And in the ship comes out Supergirl. Now, in this, she comes out and she's confused. And sorry about that. My uncle came down the stairs, and I don't feel comfortable doing one of my videos with somebody else in the room, unless it's the dog. But anyway, yeah, this really does a great look at Supergirl and how Batman's all, I don't trust her. He thinks that somebody might have set this up so they can figure out the identities of everyone. And, you know, Superman's feeling, wow, I finally have somebody else. I'm not alone anymore. So yeah, this book is a good read. Let's move on to something else. Both were written by Jeff Loeb, and the other two, Jeff Loeb was on these two books, and one. He's worked on 3 of these books. The other one he worked on is this one. This one is confusing, but very interesting. It starts out where these people from the future go back in time. And what they do is they change Superman and Batman's past. What they, like for Superman, they kill the Kents and they raise Superman, and for Batman, they kill the guy who killed his parents and then they raise Batman. And so in this future, Superman and Batman are like the rulers of the earth, as you can think. No Statue of Liberty. We got and so they're like the rulers of the earth, and then but the old time starts tearing apart, and all these weird things happen. They go through these different time and dimensions, and then they have to go back and fix everything. So they go back to Superman's time, and they try to fix it, and the people are like, what's Superman and Batman doing here? Alright, we gotta leave. So they leave. When they go to fix when Batman sees his parents gonna get shot, he can't stand it, and he goes and he actually takes the gun and shoots the guy. And so it gets screwed up even more. But this is a you have to read it like 2 times to really understand it. At least I had to. But still, this one is a good read. Then there's 2 other really good ones that I have of hard copies. This one, Search for Kryptonite. It's Superman basically gets pissed off. He nearly dies when he's stopping Livewire on this movie set they're making of Superman and Batman, and the props of kryptonite was actually real kryptonite, so he nearly dies because of that. So he's like, okay, I'm sick and tired of this kryptonite, and he asks Batman, why don't we just get rid of all the kryptonite? Why don't we do that? And so yeah, they try to get rid of all the kryptonite on the Earth that they can. This is another good read, definitely. The artwork. As for artwork goes, if you're looking for really nice artwork, I would go for this one and Supergirl. These 2 have the best artwork in it. The other ones are alright, but I think these 2 have really good artwork. The other ones are just, they're fine. Then there's this one. To make it short, Darkseid controls Superman in this. Well, first it actually starts out with Scarecrow starts making Superman crazy, sort of thing, and then it's a great Scarecrow's in this, Darkseid's in this. It's a great story, great way to pick up. And then there's the newer ones, the newest series. I haven't read all of them. There was one on these little kids, like that was from another dimension, but they were Kid Superman and Kid Batman sort of thing. It was rather weird. I'm not too crazy about the Dimension World ones, except for this one. But the newer one that comes out is these. I don't have them all. I just have 3 out of the 4. I have 53, 55, and 56. But in this series, in this run, Batman gets Superman's powers.